Hey guys, welcome back to Cultivation with Christy. I'm Christy. I went to my first Azure Standard pickup today. If you don't know what that is, it is a brand, but also a website, mainly organic items. You can order in bulk, you can order single items. They have a lot of organic options. They have a lot of non-organic options, so you'll have to read the ingredient list and stuff if you're trying to choose better. They do still have, some regular stuff. But what makes it different is how you order and how they deliver. So you order through the website, and you have to order by a certain cutoff time. The cutoff time is dependent on where your drop location is. So they don't ship it directly to you. They ship all the orders in a region to a specific place. So mine was in Ardmore, Alabama at a specific church. So I picked that location as my drop. So the cutoff for that drop was May 6th. And then it would be delivered sometime this week. They don't give you the day of the week. They don't give you a time until the order closes. So you have to be pretty flexible or have a friend willing to go and pick up the order. So after the order closes, then they send you the drop time and date. So mine was today, Tuesday at 3:30 or 3:15. So you get to the location a little before time, then there's an 18-wheeler that parks there. The driver gets out, unloads the stuff by pallet. Volunteers call out the name on each individual box, and then they divvy it up. Then you have, when you close the order, they tell you how many boxes to expect. So I was expecting 5 boxes in my order. Once I get my 5 boxes with our particular drop, the drop coordinator asks you to check out with her to make sure you have the correct number of boxes before you leave. Our particular drop is not a return drop, so if you don't like something or whatever, you can't return it. So if they have extra items, it will be sold out of the back of the truck, or whatever. You have to be there to collect your items. So I was going to show you what I got on our drop today. Okay, this is very interesting lighting because it is cloudy outside and it's starting to rain and I'm under my kitchen light, so whatever. But I guess it's decent for what I'm about to show you. So what I got, I'll start with the canned goods. I got 3 organic whole sweet corn, cans of corn. Like I said, you can buy by the case or by the item. So I could have bought a whole case of that, but I didn't know if we were going to like the sweet corn, so I only bought 3. However, well, I'll come back to that. I bought a whole thing of blood oranges. 5 pounds of blood oranges. My husband really likes blood oranges, so we got those. Lemons, so we can, I don't really have a plan for these. Lemonade, fish, you can freeze them. They freeze really well, pretty easy to use. Then I got 5 pounds of carrots. My husband was very impressed with the size of these carrots for being organic. Sorry, the stuff's backwards, but you get the idea. Then I got 1 thing of smoked Gouda. And then I had a recipe that called for feta cheese, so I got a block of feta. Now I also got some milk products. These, if you see where it says organic A2, so this one's heavy cream and this is the 2% milk. A2 is, I think it's not is how the cow is bred makes an A2 milk product. A2 is easier to digest than regular whole pasteurized milk. So if you have a milk sensitivity and not a allergy, just a sensitivity, you may want to try A2 milk to see if you can more easily digest A2, because it is supposed to be easier to digest. I also got, on that same line, einkorn flour. This particular strain of flour or wheat is, again, supposed to be easier to digest. It has lower gluten, which I've been playing with gluten-free and all that, so I'm going to try to cook with this. It's a little baby bag. I was expecting, like, the carrots were way more than I thought they were going to be as far as size, and this little bag of flour was way smaller than I expected it to be, but it does tell you 32 ounces, 2 pounds, so I guess I'm used to the big 10-pound bag now. I also got buttermilk powder. I've been looking for this. I found a recipe for ranch, like the powdered ranch, like Hidden Valley ranch packets, but the recipe called for buttermilk powder, and the only ones we found at like Walmart had to be refrigerated after you opened it, but they had a 16-ounce bag of this, so this will be nice because it does not say you have to refrigerate that, so I can make up some ranch powder seasoning and store it in our pantry, because I saved a Hidden Valley ranch container, the sprinkle kind, so I can make up some of that. Also, chocolate chips with coconut sugar. These are dark chocolate. I've been trying to find a better source as far as ingredients for chocolate chips. Like, this one is organic cocoa paste, organic coconut sugar, and organic cocoa butter. But this one, it's not organic, but no sugar added. But if you read the ingredients on just chocolate chips, there's a whole plethora of ingredients on this. Now, I've been eating them, but you know, if there's a better option. So this one has zero total sugar. This one has 19 grams of total sugar, but that's in 2/3 of a cup. So it's your trade-off. And then this arrowroot powder. A lot of recipes will call for arrowroot powder or cornstarch. I tried to use, if you go back and watch, cornstarch on my marshmallows, and the cornstarch didn't really do very well. So I'm going to try the arrowroot powder to try to get the marshmallows not to stick together, but also not be clumpy and weird with the cornstarch. They also had coconut aminos. This is another one of those things if you're trying to avoid soy and or gluten, because if you didn't know, most soy sauces have gluten in them, and sometimes soy products aren't that great. So I bought a bottle of coconut aminos from Amazon, and we went through it pretty quickly. This is also a lower sodium option. If you are trying to avoid sodium, use coconut aminos instead of soy sauce. But to me, they taste pretty much the same. But coconut aminos. I also got apple cider vinegar with, well, I shook it, with the mother. You can see. I got several jars of these. I'm going to give one to Mom. So Mom, if you're watching, I got you one. I ordered 3. But I've been trying to get into the habit of I'm going to get into the habit of having a little bit of apple cider vinegar before a meal. My great Aunt Betty swears by apple cider vinegar. She drinks it every day and she's 100. So what Aunt Betty says goes. I also got more dried beans. As I think I took you guys along, but if I didn't, I canned a lot of beans recently around my birthday, just to have something convenient on nights we just wanted to have tacos or something. We could easily whip together refried beans. If you haven't refried your own beans, they're pretty easy to make. But it's much easier to already have a can of beans on hand than to remember to soak them and prep them the night before. So, and it's cheaper because I don't remember what this is a little more expensive because it's organic and whatnot, but dried beans in general are cheaper than your canned pinto beans or your canned refried beans. So having these on hand, I bought 2 bags, so 38 ounces. I don't remember what that is. Do the math. Then I got some of this. It's a ramen rice noodle. So again, avoiding the gluten. This is gluten-free because it's jade pearl rice. So it just has brown rice flour and white rice flour and bamboo extract. But if we wanted to make our own ramen bowls, or if I wanted to have spaghetti without gluten noodles or gluten-free noodles, I could always try this. I'll probably try it with ramen first because that's what it's made for. But I just also, the other day I took you with me, did bone broth, so that would be great in some ramen. And there's only, again, this was a very tiny bag compared to what I thought it was going to be. Like Azure, it's like, hello, this is a big bag. It's got 4 in here though. Let's see. So we're going to try that. And then I got brown rice. This is California long grain. Pro tip for stuff you're going to store long term, like this rice, and maybe not the flour because this is a smaller thing, but if you buy the 10-pound bags of flour or the big bags of rice and you're not going to get to them, freeze it for a couple of days. Ask me how I know. There's something called, I forget what the bug is called, but there's a bug that's eggs live in the things, in the rice and the flour. And if left unattended, they will hatch and start eating your flour, and then you'll cook them without realizing and eat bugs. So when we get big bags of this, the 5-pound bags of rice, the 10-pound bags of flour, I'll stick them in the deep freeze for a day or 2 or whenever I remember to kill all of the buggies that live in your flour, and if you think, or rice or any of that, grains, and if you think you don't have them, so freeze it if you can. It'll last longer and you won't have things eating your grains. Last thing I got, organic green beans, the Azure brand. We usually eat green beans if we don't have an idea of what we want for a side. We'll just open a can of green beans. Again, these are organic, regular old cut green beans. Just kidding, me jumping back in here. I also ordered this big old bag of diatomaceous earth. It's food grade. If you don't know what this is, it is this is an anti-caking agent, but it's some kind of sea something. It's like shells ground up, so it's really coarse. If you put it on plants and stuff, it kills bugs, the exoskeleton, it like just shreds them apart. So it's a good bug deterrent. I put this in the coop, chicken coop as well, to keep from getting cockroaches and ants and all the things living in their bedding. But you can also, again, use it in the garden. You have to be careful using it with or on flowers of your garden, because it will kill the beneficial bugs too. So you don't want to be killing your bees and stuff, so you want to keep it away from the flowers, but you can use it to deter other pests. Alright, back to the video. So my box total, I had 5 boxes, which with the amount of money I spent, I thought there would be more. But again, this is higher quality ingredients, so where's your trade-off? And a lot of this is bulk stuff. Like this rice will last us a good while. Those beans will last a good while. I'll probably never ever have to buy arrowroot powder or buttermilk powder again. So it's just, again, a trade-off. And then those items that I spent for April's budget, because I ordered in, or maybe I ordered in May. Anyway, the money I spent in this month's Azure order, items like chocolate chips and stuff that I won't order again, then I put that towards something else for next month. Anyway, I hope this was interesting to you. I tried to get some video without a bunch of people's faces in it because I wanted to you know, protect everybody's privacy. There was a lot of people there with small children. If I can blur out some of that and give you an idea of what the drop looked like. It was actually pretty quick. I think the drop was scheduled for 3:15, and then I was home before 4, and it was only a couple miles from my house, so it was pretty quick, pretty organized, but I guess every drop would be different. But anyway, yeah, that's today's video. I was gonna go out and clean the chickens' coop out because they decided to sleep outside yesterday, but it's raining, so I guess I'm gonna do a little bit around the house. I'll take you with me in a couple of minutes after this video and harvest my mushrooms because I saw them this morning and they are ready to harvest. So thanks for hanging out with me today, guys. Until next time.